Hello everyone, it's Stray Faye here with another episode of Olympia Soiree. Alright, we're on chapter 2 of Yosuga's route. So chapter 1, we just kind of barely scratched things. Got to hang out with Yosuga a bit. Got to get to know Camellia a bit more too, which she's an interesting character, just not being human. Just being like a puppet person with a quirky personality. But yeah, we got to see Yosuga's room. We got to see how he deals with unruly clients. And yeah, at the end of it all, Byakuya has a thought of like wondering why Yosuga doesn't want to marry. So maybe like it's gonna be like one of those moments where like she'll also kind of take that personally. It's like how Riku couldn't marry until he was 30, and now she's gonna be like, why can't Yosuga marry? Alright, well, let's begin. We're talking to Tsukiyomi in this chapter called Red Blood. Good morning, Tsukiyomi.
Oh, you are early today. Have you finished delivering your letters?
I haven't started yet, but I wanted to come by to ask you something first.
What is it?
It's about Yosuga.
Has he done something to you?
Why is that your first thing to ask? He hasn't done something. He hasn't done anything, but we're just wondering. I want to get to know him better. Especially since I'll probably be seeing him a lot more frequently now. Yeah, the letterbox is like right here. But hesitant to continue the subject, I look towards the Shinimizu Spring.
What difficult things linger in your mind?
Well, if what I'm going to ask is supposed to be a secret, please let me know. But if you can answer me...
It is unusual to hear such hesitation from you.
Is there a reason why Yosuga isn't married? I mean, he's only 20, like, come on. Although he seems pretty mature for a 20-year-old, gotta say. I don't know many 20-year-olds who look like that. I mean, he has purple hair, like, come on. And his outfit is outrageous, too, so... Yeah. Men like him don't exist in real life. Tsukiyomi didn't say a word. All I could hear was the sound of his quiet breathing. I'm sorry. I guess it's none of my business. You can forget that I even asked you.
You must learn to listen for a response. Why is it that you wish to know such a thing?
I couldn't escape from Tsukiyomi's gaze now, because we want to marry him. It's only been one chapter, but we're already falling for him. He is a very handsome fellow. It's nothing important. We just talked about my search for a husband. He said Akaza and the others would be good husbands, but he didn't include himself. Then I remembered that he told me once before that he was planning to stay unmarried. I mean, that could be, as long as it's his choice, right? Should I not ask about marriage with him? For example, asking about what weddings are like on Tengu Island? Or, oh, you mean like, you're thinking like maybe it's a sore subject for him. Like, maybe you shouldn't be like talking about love and marriage if that's like not on the table for him. It might make him upset. I don't want him to hate me just because I said something inconsiderate to his situation.
You do not want him to hate you.
Huh? You want him to like you. Only now, noticing what I just said, I felt my face prickling. I never realized that was how I felt until he brought it to my attention.
not many would wish to discuss it, and I am under no orders to keep it a secret. Hence, I will tell you if you wish to know.
Even though there was no wind, the surface of the spring rippled slightly. A single Tokyo Mushi fluttered right above it.
Yosuga is prohibited from the act of mating until death.
Huh? Like, why, though? Why is he prohibited? Prohibited from the act of mating? So, no wife, no girlfriend, can't even mate. Like, can't even take a lover and nothing, huh? I kept repeating that phrase in my mind, unsure of what he was trying to say.
I know it may have gone unnoticed with the similar color classes of violet and fuchsia, but he is the only purple on this island.
Wait, is he? I thought there was a purple color class. I just assumed because there's green and there's orange, and then like there's the variants like jade and was there a cyan? I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I mean like jade is the one that's like put out like the most. But there's no purple. We definitely seen violet. We seen Fuso the fuchsia. Okay, why is purple going extinct? Is he prohibited to marry? Are they just letting that color class just like die out? I mean, there could still be other purple people. Like all these colors are just kind of a gradient here.
15 years ago, Haku ravaged the people of the purple, and he is a lone survivor.
And is he just like, are people discriminating against the purple now? They're like, they're cursed. They shouldn't mate anymore. They just got unlucky. That could have happened to like any of the other color classes. It could happen to the blue. They're very susceptible to Haku. Ravaged? I didn't know something like that happened on Tengu Island.
Does it not remind you of the red moon above Tenyu Island that night?
It does.
But a different calamity struck the purple. 15 years ago, all was lost before their kin of the violet could intervene. Haku is born from the bodies of the dead, though it may also develop suddenly. With more than half of the purple infected with Haku, the death of one would give rise to another.
Okay. So, okay, I heard like Violet was mentioned, so Sakio is definitely gonna be involved in this route. And 15 years ago, was Yosuga like only 5? And like he lost his entire family and clan. Jeez. He's the only one left. He's like Byakuya though. She's also the only one left. But they could stop the spread, couldn't they? Didn't they have doctors there? I guess they didn't have good quarantine practices. If like all of the purple managed to get infected, except for him.
It is said that the first person to develop Haku was the daughter of the leader of the purple. The purple class specializes in the preparation of medicines. Back then, and even now, there are no medicines to cure Haku completely.
But there are ones that like work pretty well, right? Like we got the Tokijuku 10 and the I can't say the word. Tokijuku 10 ne. It's kind of ironic too, like they specialize in preparing medicines and that they were like the first to go. Maybe as doctors though, maybe they're like trying to heal each other, but like just kept getting infected. And yeah, I don't know like how far they could get. If it was like apothecary medicine, like you can only go so far with that before you need like some really strong, like, drugs. Or the other medicines where they're just, like, using soul crystals.
Perhaps they assumed they could create such a concoction themselves. Soon haku spread, bringing death upon death, and the land of the purple became a living hell. In the end, that very land was purified by flames. A tragedy, as some may still have been alive.
Wait, they didn't even check for survivors, or they were just like trap them and burn them all, except for poor Yosuga, 5-year-old Yosuga. That's terrible.
That daughter, Ayame, was Yosuga's older sister. Their father, Shien, was the last leader of the purple.
Okay, so we have some family listed for Yosuga. I guess Yosuga was also fated to be a leader, same as the other love interests. Ayame, Yosuga's older sister who died when Yosuga was still a child. She was the first to contract haku, a plague that spread throughout the purple.
In other words, the purple brought about their own demise.
Is he just like... I mean, it's not their fault. Like, I wouldn't blame them. Maybe they were trying to hide it. They were trying to hide it to the point where, like, it became too late. Like, too many people were infected. All I could do was stare at Tsukiyomi, completely at a loss for words.
Fortunately, Yosuga survived, as he was outside the district that day. But as punishment, he was exiled to Yomi.
He was 5. What? Right? My timetable's right? Yosuga said he's 20. The tragedy happened 15 years ago. How can they punish a 5-year-old for their family dying?
So long as he keeps to himself, the sinful people of the purple will go extinct.
Well, I get Byakuya's gonna have something to say about it. I mean, although if she does mate with Yosuga, it's implied that they'll only have white girls. Some other ladies of the white.
Some call it punishment. Others call it atonement for the sins of his clan.
But yeah, this is a little unfair. I wouldn't call it sins. Like, it could have happened to any of the other color classes, and they probably would have done the same thing. They would have tried to deal with it themselves. Just to make it more interesting, I am not thinking about marriage, so do not worry. I am 20, but the higher-ups told me I am relieved of the duty to mate, so I plan on remaining single and carefree. That's not really fair. Now they're just thinking, like, they're tying something, like, horrible, like, to his bloodline when it's, like, that's not even responsible for that. Now that I know the story behind it, I can't believe he said all that with a straight face. I feel like there's some sort of power grab here. Like, why would they not want the purple to come back? Is it because, like, since they're gone, there's, like, a power vacuum? So then, like, the other classes can, like, take over that? I feel like there's some political shenanigans going on as well. Although it would be hard to, like, to revive the purple at this rate. You need to make a lot of babies.
Haku is a fearsome, devastating scourge indeed.
I understand, but it's not like Yosuga himself did anything wrong. Yeah, that would be like blaming Byakuya for the women of the white, like, being defiled and assaulted and, like, having them all, like, kill themselves. I was like, she wasn't responsible for that, but of course they kept her alive because she's useful in, like, bringing the sun. I don't know how long ago that all happened, but if Yosuga wasn't there, then... I hope he doesn't, like, contract Haku. Like, in one of the bad endings, maybe. Just, like, fall to the same fate as, like, his sister and the rest of his family.
My dear child, I am not the one to blame.
I mean, we're not blaming you, we're just kind of venting. I looked away, feeling sorry for what I said. I'm sorry, Tsukiyomi. I know you weren't involved in it. Like, I feel like maybe Tsukiyomi was like maybe trying to help by providing Yosuga refuge, I guess. That maybe that's why they're in such close proximity. Like, not a lot of people want to mess with Tsukiyomi, so if the bathhouse is just, like, situated right next to it, like, not many people are gonna want to mess with Yosuga as well. I managed to calm myself down. No one could be blamed for any of this, unless there was someone. Unless there was someone responsible for infecting the purple with haku. I took a few deep breaths. Thank you for telling me.
Will that be it?
We got a choice. I need some time to think. I need some time to think.
I see.
I'm sorry for getting so upset, Tsukiyomi, but I'm still not satisfied with what I heard. Tsukiyomi quietly brushed his sleeve. I really don't think Yosuga did anything to deserve that.
If that is your opinion, I will respect it.
Haku. It still seems so unbelievable, especially since there's nothing like it on Tenyo Island. But it's the most feared disease here. I sighed a little, then set my cap back on my head. I'm sorry for bothering you, Tsukiyomi. I better get started on my deliveries. I have to go and check the letterbox. Oh. Okay, I was like, wait, why are we freaking out? My body froze at the sight of the hideous portrait. We saw this before in other routes, though, right? Yeah. Or was it the prologue? Confusing my timelines here. Alright, we're looking at the terrifying portrait of a person afflicted with haku. It seemed to be a woman. She had long and dark snake-like hair, and sunken eyes that stared horrifically at me. What was most frightening was her body. Her flesh was rotten, with much of it missing, and maggots squirmed about, revealing white bones. Yet the Magatama beads adorning her neck were shining eerily as if they had just been polished. Tsukiyomi? What is this portrait what is this portrait you have here?
The hideously rotted woman who cursed the world.
Rotted? Did she die from haku?
Ah, you see it that way, do you? I suppose it looks similar. That disease does lead to similar results, if left untreated.
I looked away for a moment. But then I turned back to stare at it again. The fear instilled in me by the portrait was preventing me from moving at all. Earth the Byakuya. I didn't know haku could lead to such horrible results. Did you draw this, Tsukiyomi?
Yes.
Why?
I drew it on a whim and stored it away. But I thought I should let it breathe.
I see. My mind began to paint an image. An image of my body rotting away like in the portrait. Rotting away? Is that what happens when someone contracts haku? I shivered at the thought of what it would feel like. Is this how the people of the purple died?
I assume so.
Horrible. I somehow managed to keep myself from saying it, as there was no one to blame. After it's had enough air, I hope you can put it away again. After saying that, I bid him farewell. Alright, the creepy portrait's back out. Alright, it's gonna be another route about haku.
Some call it punishment. Others call it atonement for the sins of his clan.
I didn't know the people of the purple had such a sad history. Not even my teacher told me about it. I suppose it's something no one wants to talk about, because it's like still kind of fresh. Just like the Red Calamity. People must want to forget that it ever happened, so they wouldn't have to remember the horrors that occurred. Yosuga's the last of the purple. He's just like me. Our situations were different, yet I felt much closer to him now. Even if it did come from terrible misfortune. Hi. You have been to see Tsukiyomi. Hello. No, no, we won't be able to look at him the same. We're gonna be pitying him. Don't pity him. I have made some new sweets again. Would you like to try some? Oh, Yosuga's gentle smile was so painful to me now that I wasn't sure what to say. Thank you. I actually have to check on my letters, so maybe next time. Oh? Oh no, he's disappointed. He wants to hang out. I hurried off, pretending not to hear his bewilderment. Did I just run away? It's not as though I was involved with what happened to the purple. I looked at the moon dial and breathed a heavy sigh. Atoning for the sins of his clan. Could anyone really be blamed for what happened? My earlier disbelief was beginning to grow into real frustration. I bit down on my lip when... Lady Olympia? Who's this? Kinda, maybe? Who's associated with Masuhana? I heard from Masuhana that you are delivering letters to the surface. Gotta do a roulette here. Who's the person? In front of me was a small, elegant woman. Is this the yellow lady whose hair is turned black? Don't remember her name. She seemed to be around the same age as me. On her cheek was a freshly branded mark of a criminal. Yes, that's true. But I should tell you, all the letters I deliver to the surface are inspected by the Kodawari. If that's alright with you, I'd be glad to take any letters that you have now. That would be fine. There's not much of importance written here. Okay, wait. Never mind. she's not that lady. I'll give her the same voice. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Yamogi. I was hoping you could take this to Serika of the Green. She is my mother. She seems so gentle. What kind of crime did she commit? She committed the crime of passion. Crime of love. No, I mustn't judge her by her looks. It's none of my business anyhow. I'll take it up to the surface right away. Thank you very much! Yomogi. Got another new NPC. Lot to think about. Lot to think about. I sighed several times in front of the office door. You're blocking the entrance. Maybe I can ask Akaza about Yosuga. I mean, I'm sure he knows about it already. But neither Akaza nor Kuroba told me about it. No one can be blamed. I tried my best to compose myself. If we learn anything, someone's probably to blame. Someone probably spread the haku. I put a smile on my face and knocked on the door. Come in. Hello, I have letter. Good day. I have a letter to the green and the yellow. Could you please review them? I'll have a look. I felt oddly tense as he read the letters. I wondered how I could bring up the subject naturally. You're up to something again, aren't you? Why you know me so well? We're just thinking. Huh? I can see every emotion on your face. Whether you're happy, sad, or have an idea. He's very, very astute. Very, very observant of her. I guess I can't deny that. You stood out in the corridor for 5 minutes before entering. Hey. Did you see like her feet under the door or something? A shadow? Or sighing? You noticed. So what is it today? He's like, what trouble are you gonna cause, Missy? As I wondered where to begin, Kuroba suddenly appeared from behind the door. Okay, we'll have a meeting. You can both tell me about it. I knew it was you. It's that time again. Good morning. Akaza, here are the medical records from last term. Check it out when you have the time. Understood. And what kind of scheme does this healthy girl have for us today? I can tell just by looking at you. You're an open book. I can read you like a book, you know. So what is it? I would like to know before you do anything rash. It's obvious that trying to avoid the subject now would only make matters worse. Very well. Let me ask bluntly. I took a few breaths, then looked right at them. Would it be difficult to bring Yosuga back to the surface? Suddenly, Akaza and Kuroba both gave a deep sigh at the same time. An uncomfortable awkwardness hung in the air. Maybe I should have explained myself first before asking. You seem to have a knack for getting yourself involved in matters of importance. I'm sincerely impressed. Are you being sarcastic? That's not a real compliment, is it? You're like a magnet, except one that specifically attracts trouble. Again, I'm not sure if that's a compliment. Yosuga, huh? I bet you heard about the plague that struck the purple. I reckon it came from Tsukiyomi. That's right. But I was the one who asked him. I was curious why Yosuga hasn't gotten married. The two of them looked at each other briefly. Are they gonna forbid the marriage? Like, don't even think about marrying him. It's gonna cause a lot of trouble. I mean, is he a criminal? He's not branded as a criminal, but it's just like unspoken. He's just banished down there. It's not exactly a well-kept secret, but still. It's a sensitive topic. I could tell they were being considerate. They seem to have concealed the matter out of respect to Yosuga. Which is why I could feel their pain. Regarding your earlier suggestion to bring Yosuga to the surface. The simple answer is that Yosuga doesn't wish to return. Would it cause waves? I'm guessing if he did, like, try to force his way back up. Huh? I grew up in Yomi, so I know him pretty darn well. He's never once said that he wanted to live up on the surface. Really? And then again, we don't know his real thoughts. They looked at each other again with somewhat bitter smiles. Yeah, maybe he feels safer down in Yomi. Like, there's a lot of issues on the surface. There's a lot of issues everywhere. You were born and raised on Tenyo Island, so you may not realize this, but haku is really detested and feared around here. No one wants to talk about what happened to the purple, even though it's been over 10 years. We know that Yosuga didn't do anything wrong, and of course he's not at fault. That said, even though he lives in Yomi, he wasn't stripped of his purple ribbon. He still wears it on him. He's not in a position to say he wants to come back up. Even if he did, would he be happy? There's like nothing left up here for him. I can only guess. I understand what they're saying. It's probably nothing I can do about it, so maybe it's best that I forget what I've heard. He lost his parents and his sister to haku. Bringing it up to him now would only make him suffer. I tried to shake off the sense of helplessness I felt and continued on to the Green District. God, feels bad, man. I feel really bad for Yosuga. It's always such a tragic backstory. Alright, the Green. This is where Tokisada lives, in a nice rural area. So this is the Green District. It was definitely befitting of the name. There was lush greenery everywhere I looked. Oh, are those threads being hung to dry? That must mean... I knew it! I heard the Green specialized in textiles, but it looks like they have weavers too. The women of Tenyo Island used the cocoons of the Tokyo Mushi to spin threads for weaving. The sounds of the clacking loom that resounded from dawn to dusk were so familiar that they were like a lullaby to me. If things hadn't happened, I would have been a weaver myself. The sound evoked nostalgia as well as pain. This is no time for me to feel down. I came here to deliver a letter. Excuse me? I called out to a woman walking towards me. Oh my, Lady Olympia. Who are you? Good day. I'm looking for number 75. Could you tell me which way it is? Number 75? Oh, that's where I live. Oh, are you... Oh, what's your name? Says it starts with an S. Thank goodness. Are you Sarika? I have a letter for you from Yomogi. What? I started a delivery service between the surface and Yomi. Is this real? She looked at me in a stupor. Here. This is her handwriting. Please accept it. You're not going to deny it, are you? Please be nice, woman. Sarika carefully took the envelope from me, staring at it for a while. I'm so glad she's safe. I was scared of what life was like down in Yomi. She seems to be doing well. I understand how scary Yomi sounds to the people on the surface, but there are a lot of nice people living there. I doubted my reassurances of Yomi's safety were enough to convince anyone on the surface. After all, Yomi was the terrible place where criminals of the surface were exiled. She's safe. But she can never return. All because of him. Yomogi can't... Oh, this is Hazushi again? Hazushi. Huh? She suddenly went silent. I'm terribly sorry. It's nothing. I'm just glad that she's safe. She seems troubled, but it probably wouldn't be good for me to be nosy. If you like, I can deliver letters from you to her too. Really? You would do that? I have a permit to pass through Kunado, so I visit Yomi every day. Huh? The tone of her voice changed as she looked at me in fear, like, come on, I'm not tainted, I'm not infectious. That's how most people on the surface react. Really, there are nice people living there too. That's all I can say for now. I am truly sorry. It's fine. Ah, I know. Lady Olympia, would you mind waiting here for just 10 minutes or so? I have so much to write about to her. Oh, okay, she's actually writing a letter. But first, I want to let her know that her father and I are doing fine. I can wait here as long as you want. Thank you very much. I'll be right back with my letter. There he goes. Are we gonna sit around looking at the greenery? Okay. I'm assuming time skip. We got the letter. It's so nice to see someone respond immediately like this. I'm sure the quick reply will make Yomogi very happy. It sounds like she has nice things to say. Unlike some of the other people we delivered letters to. After Akaza inspected the short letter I brought him, I was able to deliver it to the prisoner's dormitory right away. Oh? Isn't that Masuhana? And I guess that's her friend. Next to her was a young girl wearing a cape and hood with a scarf wrapped around her face. Oh no, I gave her the same voice as with Yomogi. Masuhana! Oh, Lady Olympia! I just wanted to let you know that I was able to deliver that letter to the Yellow safely. Oh, it's her letter. Yosugi! Yosugi, don't worry, calm down! I couldn't understand what just happened. Or maybe I didn't want to admit what was, words. Or maybe I didn't want to admit was what I thought. The girl was looking at me with intense fear. I'm truly sorry. Please forgive me, Lady Olympia. I'm not worthy of standing before you. Forgive me. Forgive me. She picked up her sewing tools from the ground with shaking hands. She was so distraught that she dropped a spool again after picking it up. Am I that scary to her? I picked up the pincushion that rolled to my feet and handed it back to her. I'm sorry if I surprised you. Masuhana, thank you for telling Yomogi about my delivery service. I was able to send her a reply just now. Anyhow, I should be going. Lady Olympia. I tried my best to avoid eye contact with the trembling girl for her sake and took my leave. We don't get to learn about Yosugi. We already learned about Yosugi in a different route. I guess my appearance must be pretty scary. Nah, it wasn't your appearance. She just felt ashamed of herself. I bunched some of my hair in my hand, playing with it absent-mindedly for a moment. I feel bad for scaring her like that. I was the only one on this island with white hair. I guess I look too foreign and hideous to the others here. The only one. Oh no. Girl was like, hey, how about you go into Yosuga's arms? Take a sip. Hey, if you're gonna cry, do it at Yosuga's. Crying's a great way to get on his good side. Alright, dude. After saying that, like, you can't marry, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna cause trouble for him. Let's send a woman his way. A crying woman. That he's just gonna want to comfort. Why are you bringing up Yosuga? He doesn't have anything to do with this. Oh, he's like teasing her. It's like, oh, you keep talking about Yosuga. What do you want to do? You want to marry him? Be like those little kid songs, like, Byakuya and Yosuga sitting in a tree. Kissing. You're like a child. Does she not know? I mean, we only mentioned him like once. Did you say something? Must have been the seagulls. So what was on your mind? Scheming to smuggle Yosuga back up to the surface? Huh? I wasn't thinking about that at all. I tried to think of a way to change the subject. But no matter what subject I thought of, the thought of Yosuga kept returning to mind. Aside from all that, what's the Purple District like now? Is it like returned to nature, or has it been turned to something else? It was in ruins for a bit, but Elder Sister Shura held a cleansing ritual there, and now it's under the Violet's jurisdiction. Oh, they gained some land for themselves. I wonder if Sakio is doing something there. Does that mean he doesn't have a place to return to anymore? Stop that. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to fight you, Kuroba. Tsukiyomi made me realize how worked up I get, but I still can't control myself. I felt so ashamed of my immaturity in that moment. Hi, it's you. You're here again. Alright. He is... You're gonna be an interloper here, aren't you? Sakio. Kuroba. Uh-oh. Kuroba's a little surprised. I wanted to cry out, but I somehow held it in. His eye. He wasn't exactly wearing an eye patch. It was more of a machine made of metal over his eye, which made me feel unusually tense. Does that have a purpose? It was like, can he see through it? Is it some sort of like mechanical magic eye? You must introduce me to the lady. I would enjoy getting to know her better. You know her well enough by now without needing my boring introductions. This is Olympia of the White, living under the care of Lord Doma. That's about all I know. Good day. A pleasure to meet you, Lady Olympia. I am Sakio of the Violet. I am the head doctor at Tenshin Hospital. You should know she's in excellent health. The girl was like, stay away from her. We don't want your experimental grubby hands to drag her into the hospital. I'm not surprised. She has not visited the hospital once since her arrival here. Kuroba, have you already asked her? Uh-oh. This is a plot in the other routes. I came to get her reply. Kuroba? Kuroba doesn't want to force us into the situation. Oh, no, he's like kind of backed into a corner by his boss. Kuroba looked away with guilt. Ah, I guess you haven't asked her yet. What is it that you wanted to ask me? Uh-oh. Is Byakuya gonna say yes? It's gonna be like, well, if I help, I can stop any tragedies that could have happened, like with Yosuga. I was hoping you would allow us to test your blood. Lord Sakio! Just some blood, right? You're not gonna take anything else? My dear white maiden, are you familiar with the deadly disease known as haku? Yes. There is something every doctor on this island, including Kuroba and I, seek. The creation of a medicine to cure haku. Which is why I was hoping to have a sample of your white blood. My blood? That's enough. Let me handle the explanation. If you plan to explain later, I see no issue in discussing the matter now. Kuroba, don't forget that you are a doctor. Yeah, he is a doctor, but there's some lines he doesn't want to cross. He doesn't want to invade her privacy. Use her as experimental material. And yeah, he doesn't want to become like you, Sakio. In order to treat haku, we must use the blood and show of a variety of colors. There's been little research on the white. What we do know is that haku was non-existent on Tenyo Island. Which means you may be the key we need to finally discover an effective treatment for haku. I've been asking Lord Doma for permission to have you come and see me, but he has always denied my requests. Doma's looking out for us. Huh? And now I have Kuroba avoiding me. Yeah, it's like everyone knows like Sakyo is bad news. Even Doma, Kuroba, suspicious of him. Please do not misunderstand. I have no intention of dissecting you or anything. I wonder. All I need is a small sample of your rare blood, for the sake of this island's future. Or is even that too much to ask? If it's just blood, before you tried to abduct me, I glanced at Kuroba and saw that he was in the worst mood I had ever seen. Yeah, it doesn't seem that bad, like just a blood sample, right? Like, but yeah, we know Sakyo's not against taking the whole goose here. Well, I guess I don't mind. Hey! Thank you very much. Oh, okay, we're actually giving him the blood sample. Then, I'll take her blood sample if you don't mind. He's like, this angry. Like, dude, we don't want Sakyo touching us. I mean, like, I don't have, like, those icky skeevy feelings that I did with Canon. Canon had some, like, terrible ulterior motives here. Sakyo is doing bad things out of desperation for, like, trying to find the cure for haku, which leads him to do even more terrible things, but yeah, he's not after Byakuya for, like, those reasons that, like, Canon was after us for. Kuroba, you seem to view your old workplace as some sort of demon's den. I don't know what's going on between them, but it's clear that they didn't get along. He's just worried about me. I told him that I've never been to the hospital before, and to be honest, I'm quite frightened by it. I thought I just heard Kuroba chuckle to himself. I would be happy to offer samples of my blood if it can help, but I'd be much more comfortable with Kuroba. Is that alright with you? Alright, good girl. Stay within the confines of the Kodawari and with Kuroba, please. Of course. Then I will follow up later, Kuroba. And with that, he walked away. I'm sorry. I mean, just a little blood, but yeah, as long as he doesn't try to take more. More than that. Are you apologizing for not telling me about his request? Not only that, most people don't like to be poked and prodded at, you know. But I don't mind, if it can lead to a cure for haku. Well, I figured you'd say that. I'm not trying to act tough. I'd really be happy if my blood actually helped. But I'm concerned about your relationship with him. You two didn't seem very friendly at all. If you don't mind, I'd like to know a bit more about you two. Then let's talk about it back at my lab. Alright, with Kuroba. We're not Kuroba's route, but it kind of feels like Kuroba's route. Come in. Sorry to have you over so often. I hope I'm not. I froze the moment I stepped inside. This is your lab? Completely different from Mikaza's office, right? I like to put things wherever I want. Are these all medical tools for examinations? More like medical tools for research. I've seen some of them in books before. You're a real character. Alright. Is this the kind of stuff that's interesting? It really is. I've only seen them in diagrams and pictures, and now they're right in front of me. Like syringes? Ah! I took a step forward, seeing the syringe in Kuroba's hand. He's like brandishing it already. Alright, pokey time. Just like in the book. Are you gonna inject something inside me? Well, we're gonna take something out. That's not exactly it. I'll use this to drain a tiny sample of your blood. I say I'm pretty handy with this, but I'd hate to get blood all over your nice clothes, so could you take off your jacket? Oh my, getting undressed. Like this? You may feel a slight pinch, but bear with it. I'll be fine. After wiping my skin with what I guessed was alcohol, he brought the needle close to me. The silver tip slowly made its way into my skin. Soon enough, the glass vial filled up with red blood. My blood really is red. Oh, come on, Byakuya, you like stumbled and fell and injured yourself before. Like, you know what color your blood is. Like, you said you were a very unruly child. Did what Sakio say bother you? Not really. It's just that for being so rare, my blood looks just like everyone else's. I hurt myself a lot as a child, so I've seen my blood before, but I wondered what was different. My blood was this exact same red as everyone else's. We were all the same humans. I'm sorry for saying such a strange thing. Seriously, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to put you through all this. I could tell he was regretting what happened. There's nothing for you to apologize about. In any case, I'll make sure this gets to the hospital. As for the results, who knows? I mean, we figured out from Kuroba's route, it's not the blood, but more like the water? Like the water on Tenyo Island that led to a cure, right? It was the Ikimizu. The water that, like, all the women of the White drank. Please take good care of it. So we're probably not going to see a cure for Haku in this route, right? Like, it's not going to be about that. So you want some tea? It's from Yosuga, so it's really good. Hearing his name made my heart jump a bit. No, I don't feel bad. We, like, turned him down earlier. We've been talking to all the other guys. Well, I'll have a cup then. Kuroba was boiling the water now. He began to speak in a hesitant way. About my relationship with Sakio. It's not so much that we get along or not. In short, I ran away from the hospital. Yeah, it wasn't a nice place for him. You ran? Yeah, too many hierarchies there. Like, Kuroba being at the bottom. Like, he wasn't treated very well. Our mindsets didn't really match. That said, I am a doctor on this island, so there's no way I can cut ties with him. Making matters worse is that I actually do respect him. I could tell he did from his expression earlier. Which is why their exchange bothered me. While we're at it, do you mind telling me what's involved in creating a cure for Haku? What Sakio said is true. We need a variety of show to develop the medicine to fight Haku. Show? You mean those show? I knew it was a strange question, but... Yep. The show used to feed the sun and build the precious shrine gate for Lord Hiriko. A sparkling image of the Ama no Miyashira appeared in my mind. I know it sounds odd, but I guess the show really do help us in all sorts of ways. Yeah, and show are what we become when we die, and then back into the world it goes. That in itself isn't a bad thing, but... my goal and his are different when it comes to the cure. I want to focus on a medicine to cure Haku itself, but he wants to find a way to heal the damage after someone's developed symptoms. Yeah, it's like more beneficial to him. So are you working on the cure, Kuroba? I mean, both would be nice, but yeah, like, 'cause Gotta be realistic here. I looked around the room again. I didn't know what all those tools and items were, but it was clear now that they were vital to his research. Huh? Well, not so much me, but it's just something every doctor on this island is thinking about. Well, enough about me. Back on topic. His idea is to regenerate skin lost from haku. Yeah, but that doesn't cure it. Regenerate? Like you're looking for, like, immortality here? What I heard is he lost his eye to haku. So that's why. I guess that's a big reason why he's so fixated on the regeneration of lost flesh. I guess Canada would be happy about that too, but let's see. I understand how he feels. I understand how he feels. Sure, it's possible. I think it'd be sure, if it's possible, I think it'd be a really great thing to see developed. There are a lot of people still suffering from old scars. You know, it really is strange how Tenyo Island didn't have haku. Maybe you folks have a natural immunity. Kuroba stopped suddenly and bowed to me. Sorry, I really shouldn't say that. Do you want some of my blood too, Kuroba? Take another vial. Huh? I don't mind. It's not like getting more out of me makes a difference. To an extent. He's gonna want some sweets after this. I put my arm out, at which he frowned before letting out a sigh. You're researching to find a cure, right? Well, oh, he's like, why is he scared? he doesn't want to take a sample. Doesn't feel like he's gonna be using her. I had never seen him so hesitant before. Come on, are we on? Now Kuroba's making me feel bad. We're not on your route, Kuroba. Stop making me feel bad. But seeing him so confused was proof enough that he was serious about it, so I urged him a bit more. I don't recall ever seeing anyone on Tenyo Island with haku. If you could make a medicine to cure it, you'd be able to save everyone on this island. Even though it wasn't around when I was a kid, there's no guarantee I won't catch it here. So please, go ahead. Yeah, maybe she might catch it. Like, if it's about the water, like, she's not drinking from the Ikimizu anymore. After a long pause, Kuroba picked up a new syringe. Thanks a bunch. For the next 6 months, I'll take care of all your bills from Yosuga's, got it? Are you gonna treat me? Get some nice treats and snacks and tea. Alright, nighttime. Are we going back to the manor? Okay, not nighttime. Evening. I'm hungry. need to get back up your blood sugar. I wonder if it's because my body is trying to compensate for the lost blood? My blood was in the syringe. It was the same color as everyone else, and nothing about it seemed special. Ah, I know. He said something else that caught my attention. I should check on it since it's about me. Going to the library? There he is. Oh, going to say hi to Doma. There were a lot of rooms in this manor. His study, his parlor, and his bedroom. We're not going to the bedroom. But he always seemed to be reading, so most of his day was spent here. Good evening. It is rare to see you coming to me. I met with a person named Sakyo today who works at the hospital. Him. Toma's like, I don't like him. He's bad news. You want to protect Byakuya from him. Is there a reason why you never took me to the hospital? You were never ill. Well, that was the truth. I didn't recall ever being sick since I was a child, and not once was I sick on this island. Most of my injuries happened on Tenyo Island. The white bloodline is rare, and there's no medical records available. So what use is there in your going? What guarantee did I have that you wouldn't kill everyone at the hospital in a fit of panic? What? You're being very mean about that. You think I'm just gonna use Batsu on everyone? Come on, you're very... Doma, why you have to, like... Why you have to act like... Why do you have to act like the bad guy? Like, you're not the bad guy. I was protecting you. You should be grateful. Yeah, he kind of like reminds me of Lacan from Apothecary Diaries. Like everyone thought he was a villain. He said like very villainous things, and he just turned out to be a very tragic character. I couldn't say a word. Judging by my earlier observation of Sakyo, it was likely any time spent with him would be unpleasant. So if worst came to worst, what happened before could happen again. Ugh. The Doma ugh. We're gonna use Batsu on Sakyo. We know you don't have it in you anymore. I care not for your personal comfort, but I must keep you from execution, so the white bloodline can be preserved. I appreciate your kindness. He didn't smile at all as he opened the book in his hand. Do you mind if I ask you something else? What? You know about Yosuga lives in Yomi, right? Indeed. I doubted that he would listen to me. But at the very least, I wanted to learn more about Yosuga's situation. I don't think Yosuga did anything wrong. Your interest in his situation is sudden. The haku that struck his people put the other classes in danger. He must make amends in some form. He was 5! But Yosuga had nothing to do with it! He is the son of Shien, the former leader of the Purple. Even so, his punishment is so unfair. It's been over 10 years already. Isn't that enough? If his punishment leads to the demise of the purple bloodline, that means one less color class on this island. If you think my bloodline is so precious and rare, Yosuga should be treated the same way too. A new purple bloodline is being cultivated. Wait, really? Are they just like mixing other colors? Like, are they just like offshoot of violet or something? Cultivated? His use of that word gave me an unsettling feeling. Are they just making a bunch of purple babies and be like, hey, you are the new purple. There you go. All of a sudden, your sin does not exist. No. Unlike the white, those of the purple can be bred through mating. Those newly born to the purple are being raised under the care of the hospital. That's kind of weird, but okay. When they have reached maturity, that is when they become adults, the purple class will be revived on the island once more. I feel like they won't have any power though, because they were raised by other classes, so they're gonna be kind of like puppets. Yosuga, as a member of the offending clan, will pay for their crimes and live forever in Yomi. Alone. At that moment, I wanted to scream. But in my anguish, no words came to mind. Okay. We need justice for Yosuga here. He did nothing wrong. Ugh.
Hime, did something happen between you and Lord Yosuga?
I was on my balcony, gazing out at the sea, when Daifuku gently nestled against me. I felt like he was trying to console me. You know, you really are plump. She's like, oh, you know, you really are fatty. You really are a fatty fat. But it can't be helped. Without you beside me, I'd be having all my meals alone. Seeing you enjoying your food next to me makes me happy too.
I will never forget your kindness. The name you gave me, Daifuku, is my pride and joy.
Come to think of it, you're my very first friend.
Hime.
You're not afraid of me. You don't worship me. Well, he kind of worships you. You don't force anything on me. Suddenly, a sense of helplessness came over me. I heard that there aren't any members of the purple class on the surface anymore. I shouldn't be so pushy with Yosuga. So I've decided not to get involved. I mean, they might let him, like, right, be with the white maiden, be with Byakuya, because, I mean, it's not like he's gonna raise any purple children. They might have to have something to say because he's like a somewhat criminal, but not branded as a criminal. But, I mean, like, we don't have to worry about, like, bloodline issues there. Anyway, my priority should be to find a husband. Daifuku curled up into a ball on my lap without a squeak. Oh.
This is no good. Lord Yosuga is a fine man, but...
Daifuku? Are you asleep? Okay, it's kind of weird that Daifuku's like not trying to help us out. With the other men, he helped us out. He's like, yeah, we'll get them together. His ears twitched, but he didn't squeak in response. I'd better bring you to your cage. I scooped the rounded Daifuku onto my hand and headed back inside my room. Okay, next chapter, Outsider. I'm assuming we're talking about Yosuga, but not the other outsiders, the outsiders that came off the island. All right, a lot of heavy topics here. A lot of backstory. Poor Yosuga. He seemed like such a nice, like, chipper character, always helping us out. Seemed pretty good nature, but yeah, of course they give him a horrific backstory. Feels bad, man. Alrighty. Well, I guess we'll learn more about the outsider Yosuga in the next episode. I hope we get to hang out with him more. He got like one word in, and then we just like left to talk to like all the other characters. But yeah, getting bad vibes from Sakio. I can extrapolate that he's probably gonna be the bad guy. Even though he was also the bad guy in Riku's route. Like, considering that they did not give us a short story entry, a memoir for him after all that, he probably has more involvement in, like, this story. Alright, anywho. That is another long chapter. I am eager to see what is going to happen next, but yeah, I need a little break. A little coffee break. Rest my voice. Relax a little bit after work. It kinda sucks, like... Yeah, like, I only get, like, such a limited time to record, but... I'm, like, happy I get to, like... to do this, like, before the office gets occupied. But then, like, sometimes I come home from work and, like, I can't even, like, think straight. I'm just, like, staring into the void, and then at the end of the day, I feel so bad. I was like, oh man, I didn't, like, get to do anything. I just, like, stared into nothing. And then other days, I'm, like, doing a bunch of stuff. Alright, anywho, hope you guys had a fun and relaxing time. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.